Good afternoon, well, it's Simon Amaro. You guys on my show I made earlier about the SHL Pro Hockey League. Yeah. I made some sausage, so in a good, like, after 20 minutes, I'm going to go upstairs and get my sausage. Will you make eggs, Ivan? Yeah, I might make scrambled eggs with sausage. Good 25 minutes from now, right? Ivan, are you 10 on a Pro Hockey League? I am. The only way I'm going to start that Pro Hockey League is if I'm king when I'm like 48, 50. I might start that league over doing acting because all my plans got fucked up. Like Keanu Reeves and all these actors are all older now. Peter Jackson and all of them are older now. The Zane's plan got fucked up. I might have started a Pro Hockey League. But the question is, will I make enough money off my book? Which I should. I should probably make my 50 plus billion off the book. I'm just being humble here because I have the keys to the kingdom. The problem with the Pro Hockey League, I have to put like 33 billion of my money into the league, which I can afford though. I'll make my money back. It's a good investment, obviously. But it's risky, guys. What if I flop as a player? I'm talking to you, Carmen Davis, Degrassi, Wayne Gretzky, and Mario Lemieux, the greats, Marilyn Moore, and Wayne Gretzky. What if I flop, guys? What if I can't keep up with the best players in the world? What if I flop as a player, guys, right? But I shouldn't flop, though. I have the genes to be successful, guys. As everything I put my mind into, guys, I'm good at. Like, I wrote Zane's with little writing experience, yet my book is the greatest found I've written. This is me with very little training. Because I have little writing training, that's why my book is a little bit raw. But you guys read searching my book, and my book is the greatest found I've written. My September told me it's number one, man. To me, it's better than Gerard Togo's Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. You guys heard my raps, a little bit raw, but if I put my mind into it, I can be just as good as like 50 Cent and Eminem and Tupac and all these guys. A little training. You guys heard my sound comedy, a little bit raw. Yeah, I mean, you have the genes. Yeah, I have the genes, guys, to be successful whatever I do, man. Apologetics. Yeah, very little training, and yet some fans. I remember when Sam, you know what I'm talking about. I remember when I went on Paul Williams' vlog and I was debating all these Muslims, obviously. I was putting up good arguments that I learned from Sam Shamoon and David Wood, obviously, and Jesus Muhammad. I was so good, some people thought I was Sam Shamoon, man. This is me with little training, guys. They're like, are you Sam Shamoon? You sound just like Sam Shamoon. So think about this, guys. I have very little training. I debate all these Muslim apologists on the Bible, and some of the Muslims thought I was Sam Shamoon. Sam Shamoon's like the greatest Christian apologist in the world. I don't think there's anyone as good as Sam Shamoon. When it comes to biblical topics, he's the greatest, Sam Shamoon, and they thought I was Sam Shamoon, man. Sounds like I remember that. Yeah, they did say that. Yeah, they did, Sam. That's how you know I'm gifted, guys. I have the gifts to be successful in whatever I do. So if I train for 4 or 5 years, I should be a star player. But it is risky. I could flop. I highly doubt I'll flop, though. I should be a star player, right? I want to be a pro basketball player and football because I don't really care about football and basketball. I'm more into hockey because I'm Canadian. I think hockey is the coolest sport out of all the sports. I want to be a pro hockey player. There's something unique about hockey when you're a pro player. It's cooler, obviously, than the other sports, right? Yeah. And I'm also sick and tired of these American guys who downgrade the NHL. They barely talk about all these NHL legends. They only talk about NBA and NFL legends. It's about time hockey becomes number one. Now, I'm Canadian. It's a Canadian thing. I want hockey to be number one. That's why I want to be a hockey player, obviously. Yeah. So you go out there, yeah. I mean, it's nice for you standing up for us hockey players. In the States, they downgrade us hockey players. Yeah, hockey is pretty popular in the States, but it's not as popular as like basketball and football and baseball in the States. That's why, but it's very popular in Canada. And it's a Canadian pride. That's why I want to be a pro hockey player, obviously, over the other sports, right? Even if you just told me, yeah, Ivan, you being a pro hockey player is the coolest out of all the sports. Yeah, it is. There's something cool about hockey when they do all these amazing moves. It stands out more than even the other sports, right? When you see the highlights, right? Yeah. That's why I want to be a pro hockey player if I go into sports when I'm king, right? Fuck you, Ivy. You're such a fucking dick, man. If you do that, Ivy, you're gonna crush us, man. Comedy, right, man. If you do that, man, you're gonna crush me, man. Like, I miss an opportunity, man. I wish I could work for you. I'd rather work for you than work in the fucking gatekeepers NHL. Yeah, I know. And those athletes would have made way more money. Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid would have made their $35-40 million a season in my league for the first like couple seasons, right? Made way more money on league revenue. They probably would have got their $18 million league revenue. Would have made way more money in my league than I would have made playing in the NHL. That's why they're gonna be crushed, obviously. Yo, man, like fuck you, man. You're such a fucking dick, man. If you do that, you're gonna crush us, man. You missed out on an opportunity, and now you're a famous fucking pro athlete, and we're the side tension, and would have been way more famous than you're. Yeah, they would have been world famous, those guys, and made way more money. Obviously, yeah. Well, I have to put like $33 million of my money into the league, right? To start it, obviously. I have to put $1 billion. Most NHL arenas put on average $700 million towards each arena. I'm going to put $1 billion where I can build a practice facility and the main facility for the players. But I'm going to be honest, guys. My dream is to move RBG. That's my first choice. But you never know. I might perhaps start that league. You never know, right? If I'm king when I'm 50, I might start the league. Obviously. Now, VG will support me. Yeah, I mean, I'll just do my music. You can do your pro hockey thing. I'll support you, Ivan. VG will do her movies, obviously. Yeah. She'll do her music. I think VG will do movies if you're rocking it. I highly doubt it. She'll probably just do music. No, I'll just do music. I'll make my albums and I'll go world tour. I'll make my billions, my tens of billions off that. She has the keys too, and you can do your pro hockey thing. Right? So VG will tell me she'll support me. Obviously, she'll make her money off of movie or music too. Obviously, VG, right? She'll be world famous music artists. And all the pro sport leagues are gonna panic, obviously. That's how that league. And the NHL players are gonna, especially the NHL, will panic because I'm starting a league in the same. I'm starting a league. Like I'm starting a league with the same sport that the NHL is in. Obviously, that's why the NHL will be the league that panics the most because they can't compete with my SHL league, obviously. Because my SHL league will be blowing the NHL out of the water. NHL peaks at $7 billion a year in revenue. My league will be doing 150, 200 billion a year in revenue. It's gonna blow the NHL out of the water. That's why the players and the whole league are going to want to raise. Yeah, Ivan, man, if the league's making $200 million a year in revenue, we should have like a $400 million cap. My guys, you're not worth that. I'm not going to pay these extra athletes that money. They're not worth that. If you have a $400 million, $300 million salary cap, players can now make $70 million a year. They're not worth that. I'm not having you guys do it, man. No, $200 million is enough for the players, and I'll raise it by like maybe $10 million every maybe 6-7 seasons. You can raise it by $10 million. That's good enough for the players. I'm not gonna have these guys do me. The press might want to. Yeah, we want $200,000, Ivan. No, guys, the press I can start them off at $160,000, and I'll give them $3,000-$4,000 raises every season. That's a good deal for those guys. They work in the league for 10 years. They're now making $200,000 a year as press guys. That's a good paycheck for those guys. They probably make like $120,000 in the NHL, the press guys. Some press guys who have more experience, you can pay them a starting salary of maybe $200,000. That way they live a great life. But I'm not going to overpay these guys. How I'm doing them. I'm the main event. I'm the star player of the league. The face of the league, we got star players. I deserve that money. I'm not having you guys do me. Sarah. What about the playoff play guys? Play-by-play guys, start them off at $300,000. If the guy has a bit more experience working in the NHL, you can pay that guy maybe $400,000. That's a good paycheck for the play-by-play guys. And don't peak any higher than maybe $600,000. Don't peak any higher than maybe $700K for the play-by-play guys. That's good enough for those guys. Start some of them at $300K and don't peak any higher than $700K for the guys. That way they make a great living. They don't make that in the NHL. I make like your $200, $250, $300K in the NHL. Play-by-play guys and color commentators. Got some Sarah? Let's go page for those guys. Yeah. So how much money you have to put in the league, Ivan? I don't know, like 33 billion around there? Yeah. I have to put $1 billion into each SHL team's arena, the facilities. And you have to put $200 million towards each of the 25 teams. That's $5 billion. That's $30 billion. And you have to have an extra maybe $2 billion, $3 billion, $800 million towards the chartered flights, another $2-3 million towards the buses, chartered buses, coach buses. And you have to have another maybe billion, $2 billion, $3 billion of your money to pay the other guys, the board of governors, the presidents, the GMs for each team, the coaches. They have to get paid. The press team for each team have to get paid. Play-by-play guys, sport anchors, they all have to get paid. Stat keepers, our court managers, those guys all have to get paid. People who maintain the facility, those guys have to get paid too. They're like $8,000. They have to get paid, those guys. Obviously. SHL upgrade sticks, SHL upgrade skates. That's part of the budget for each team. I'm gonna have SHL sticks, SHL upgrade skates for the players. The nets, the ice, obviously. And the people who work in the food concession stands during the games, they have to get paid. You can pay those guys a good maybe, start those guys off at a good maybe 20 an hour. Pay them, start all those guys at like $20 an hour working at the food concession stands. That way they get paid pretty good money. They make like their $50K a year. That's good pay for those guys, for the food guys, right? Who are serving the fans for the food concessions and the beer and everything. Yeah. Those guys get paid. The people who work at the merch stores in each of the arenas, those guys have to get paid too. Pay those guys like they're 20 plus an hour. 20, 21, 22, 23 an hour. That way they get paid good money. They have families to feed, right? That's good pay for those guys. They don't make that in the NHL, right? Yeah. 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 Stat keepers. Yeah, pay the stat keepers $80K. Start them off at $80K. Court managers start them off at $80K a year. That way they're making a great living. That's a good pay for those guys. They probably make like 40, 50K, 60K in the NHL, those guys, right? The stat keepers. Pay them like $80K. Start them off at $80K. And you can give them raises as they have more experience. They can make their 90, 100K a year as stat keepers. That's a good deal for those guys. So you have people who have to keep track of the stats, obviously, for each of the players. That's how it works, right? Yeah, a lot of cost, man. But 33 billion is enough to start the league. Yeah. Sarah? Yeah. Yeah, right, man. It's risky. Yeah, it's a little bit risky, man. What if I flop, man? There's nothing worse than me investing $30 million into the league and I flop as a player. Well, you have goals. Yeah, my first season, my goal will be to hit 80 points. Not 100, 80 points. Because I still have to get used to the playing with the best players in the world. My goal for my first season will be to score 80 points, 80 plus points, at least 80 points. And score at least 25 goals, 24, 25 goals. That's pretty good if I can hit that. The second season, my goal is to hit 100 and score maybe 30 goals. Then my third season, my goal is to hit maybe 35, 40 goals and score 120, 30 points in that season. That's what you have to hit to be a star player, obviously. Whereas anything below that, you're a good player, but you're not a star player. If I only have like 40 points, I score 10 goals in one season, I'm a good player, but I'm not a star player. That's not good. But if I could hit at least maybe 60 points in my first season and I score maybe 20 goals, that's pretty good. I had an okay season, but that's how I get better as a player, and hopefully I can eventually rise to the stardom as a star player. But my goal will be to hit maybe 80 points my first season and score maybe 20, 25 goals. That's pretty good. But like, what if I flop, guys? I'm talking to you, commentators, and you what if I flop as a player? I don't want to take that risk, right? He's like, yeah, Ivan, what if you're not good? But Victoria just told me, Ivan, no, man, you have the genes. If you train, you'll be able to keep up with the best players in real life. And you have the God you not that these players don't have. Yeah, these players don't have the God you like me, man. I'm the imprint of God. Even Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, they may be amazing players and they're not normal on the ice. They're generational talent, but even those guys don't have the God you like me, right? They don't have the God you like me. I have natural gifts that my father gave me. Obviously, as you guys saw my hockey videos, that's me with no training, guys. Yeah, and that's not bad. That's pretty good, man. That's all right for someone who doesn't have any hockey training. Yeah, I don't have any hockey training, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'm not bad, right? Pretty good, right? Yeah. Yeah. If you want to have the best players in the world playing in your league, Ivan, you now have to draft the best players. And you're going to have to grab quite a bit of NHL players and have them work for you in your league. The veteran players, have them work. Some of those players work for you in your league. The newer generation in, I don't know, like 10, 15 years from now, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to have to grab some of those free agents from the NHL and have them work for me. Because you have to balance young guys with veteran guys in your league, obviously. That's how it works. Williams, yeah. Guys, I'm sorry. So that works, man. Yeah, man. Gotta balance it. I'm gonna go make my scrambled eggs, guys, soon. Yeah, because maybe 10 minutes, I'm gonna go make my scrambled eggs. It'll take maybe like 6-7 minutes to make my scrambled eggs. It won't take long, guys. My sausages are in the oven. So my younger stepbrother wants scrambled eggs with sausage. So I'm gonna make my recipe, my garlic scrambled eggs right with my sausages. Yeah. Tomorrow I work at Dinty's. Yeah. Yeah. So everything is online for your league, yes. The games will be broadcast live on each team's website. All the games, that's how it works, and you watch it online. You have to sign up to the subscription thing, obviously. Pay like your $180 to watch your team, $180 to watch your team play all 82 games. And if you want unlimited access for all the games, I'll charge maybe $300, $320 for unlimited access. Or if you want just your team access, it's like $180. And for unlimited access, it's like $300. $300 fee. I could do a thing where you can pay a one-time fee, or I charge you monthly. It's up to you. No, just do like you pay the $300 one-time fee, and you have unlimited access for the SHL games. You can watch all the games for $300. That's how I make my money, obviously, right? You have the merch sales, food concession sales, alcohol sales, and you have the game sales, you have the magazine sales, and you have the online subscription fee that you pay, and that's how the league makes its money. Season ticket holders, yeah. Got some Zara. Yeah. So the players in your league will not get endorsement deals, no, because I did not sell to the gates. No company will be endorsing my league. I did not sell to the gates, man. The gates own all that. Because I have the keys, I don't need any sponsors for my league. SHL will not have any sponsors. That's why the players don't get endorsement deals from my league. Obviously. Because no company will endorse the players. Because I not sold to the gates. But the players are still making more than what they make in the NHL. Because the star players are getting paid their rich salary. They get their magazine money, their game money, their commercial money. They also get league revenue. Anywhere from $5 to $20 million of league revenue. That's a good deal for the star players. Only the star players get that deal. The good players and average players don't get that right. They don't get those deals. They just get the good players and average players just get their base salary, and that's it. That's all the money they get. That's all they get, man. because I'm paying them more than what I'm paying in the NHL, they're all good, living an amazing life, making their 1 million, 2, 3 million, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 million a season. They're making a lot of money, more than what they make in the NHL. As good players in the NHL make like 3 million, 4 million in the NHL. Those guys make. And star players make like 5, 6, 7 in the NHL, 8 million in the NHL. That's what star players make in the NHL, man. That's why the SHL pulled the NHL water. Yeah, man. Blow the NHL water. Yeah. Why, man? We want to raise, man. It's not fair. Like, you're making like your 100 billion a season. We want to raise, Ivan. Yeah, I know. Guaranteed everyone in the league will want to raise. It's not. Yeah, it's not fair, Ivan. Like, you're the star player. Assuming you're a star player, you're a star player in the face league with us star players, but you're making like your 100 billion a season, Ivan. I know you're 85 billion a season. It's not fair. We want to fucking raise, Ivan. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I can give you a raise, like a 10 minute raise, but if you think I'm going to raise the cap to $300 million, you're crazy. You're not worth that. I'm not going to have you guys do me, man. Ivan, could you afford to have a cap $300 million? Yes, I can easily afford it, but I'm not going to have these athletes do me, man. They're not worth that. Yeah, man. Ivan, if you have a $300 million salary cap, now star non-generational talent players can bargain for their $50 million a season. They're not worth that, Ivan. Like 30 million, 32 million is like their peak at what they're worth. Excluding their league revenue, that's what they're worth. I'm not going to overpay these guys and have these guys do me, man. I'm not going to overpay the coaches. I'm not going to overpay the commissioner. I'm not going to overpay the board of governors and have you guys do me. Yeah, I mean, it's not fair, man. You're making like your 180, 90 billion a season. We want to raise, Ivan. Like, all this money's going to you. We're making a peanuts. I'm like, guys, there's a reason why I'm making way more than you guys. You guys are pretty small compared to me. And I'm the one who started this fucking thing, and I pay for this fucking thing. The majority of the money does deserve to go to me. Because I'm the one paying the fucking bills. I have to put like 15, 14 billion of my money back into the league every season, guys. I'm taking $15 billion is a lot of money. I'm taking $15 billion of my money every, my own pocket, putting it back into the league for each season. That way the league can pay the bills. And that way you guys can get paid. Like, I'm the one paying the bills. I deserve to make the majority of this money. You don't like what I'm paying, you work in the NHL and make less money, guys. There we go. And I will give them small raises. I'm not evil like that. I will give the coaches and the commissioner and all these guys small raises and the players. If you think I'm going to give you a substantial raise, you're crazy. I'm not going to have you guys do like that, man. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, huh? Ivan, don't have a $300 million salary cap, man. If you do that, man, these SHL athletes are ripping you off. They're not worth that. There you go. Don't hate them, they're not worth that. Hey, give me a sec, guys. I'm going to go upstairs and make my eggs. Get back in a sec. I might be back around the 30-minute mark, right? I'm going to make my eggs, and I'll be back with this, with my food, my sausages and my food. Don't hate them, so you're my SHL show. Alright, sorry for the wait. I went upstairs to make my eggs and my sausage, my breakfast sausage. You guys waited what? Holy shit, man. You guys waited like 10 minutes. But skip the video, right? You guys will skip the video when you watch it, right? Yeah. Alright, when you spoil the players with buffets, yeah, I will. Yeah, while they practice during the season and everything, I have catering services like they do in the pro leagues. The players get spoiled with buffets and everything for eating, yeah. I feed them. Whereas for the away games, they get their per dime, right? Yeah. They're like $130 is enough for per dimes. They can use that money to pay for their dinner when they want to go to like a nice restaurant and get food. The $130 is they get for the per dime. See. Yeah. You get a per dime, Ivan. I don't need one. I'm a multi-billionaire, but you just have the league give you the per dime. I don't need a per dime. I'll tell the league, no, you don't have to give me a per dime, guys. I'm a multi-billionaire. I can easily pay my bills. Or you can have them give you a per dime if you want to, but I mean, it's up to you, Ivan, right? Because I'm a lot richer than these athletes, right? Yeah. I'm a multi-billionaire. Yeah. These players are not multi-billionaires, right? They're multi-billionaires, but not multi-billionaires. Yeah. $130 is enough for the players. I'm not paying them any more money, right? For the per dime, that's good enough for the players, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry guys, this food's amazing. You also have to pay for the players' hotels, right? For the away game. That's why you have to give each team like a $450, $500 million operating budget for revenue. As the players, you have to pay for their hotels, their chartered flights, and you have to give each player in each team a per dime for their away games. Like $130 is good enough for the players, right? That's not money for them to eat. The per dime is meant for the players eating. And they get the $130. That's enough money for them to go out to a restaurant to eat their food. So yeah, it's good enough. $130 is enough. I'm not paying them any more than that, right? That's enough, obviously, for all the away games. And the home games, they'll be the team catering services will feed the players. That's why my league will blow the SHL water. Yeah, man, if you start that league, you're gonna crush us, Ivan. City Rise Carbonated, yeah, you're gonna crush us, yeah. I'm saying, yeah. Don't do this, Ivan. Well, you guys go deserve, man. You want to keep me behind the scenes and lock doors me, and I'm king now, and I'm SHL Pro Hockey League. You guys are left behind, and you miss on the opportunity. There you go. Don't hate him, saying, yeah. You think some players might cry when they get released? Oh yeah, for my league, all the players who play in my league, when they get released, they might be crushed and they might even cry because they don't want to go to the NHL. Obviously, my league bowls the NHL award. Yeah, man, I don't want to go to the NHL. I want to work for you. As long as I'm in the NHL, I'm the side tension. Was on the main event in your league, and your league can pay me way more than what the NHL can pay me, and they're gonna be crushed, obviously. Yeah. And some of them might even call to be, "All right, man, can you like give a good word to the coach?" I got released my guys. I can't do that, man. Like, yes, I own the league, but I gave the coaches and everyone in the league powers to do whatever they want to do. I can't be biased that I can't help you guys. Did you train? I did. No, seriously, man. Did you fucking train, man? I told you to fucking train, man. Oh, I took I partied up for 2 months and I trained for 3 weeks. Yes, I told you to train. You gotta train, man. Do your off ice training and your on ice training. You gotta work hard. Oh, yeah, you gotta train, man. That's how it works right now. But all the players in my team will be working hard. They're gonna be training hard, man. It's off season, and I see all the players. They go 4 times a week. They go to the gym. They do their weight training. They're training on the ice. Everyone on the team is training on the ice, working hard because they all want to have. They all want to work in my league. They don't want to lose their job, man. They don't want to go to the Gatekeepers NHL. They want to work for me. Yeah, I'd rather work for Ivan's SHL League than work in the fucking Gatekeepers NHL. Yeah, I'll leave blows the NHL in the water, right? Yeah, man. And they want to be the main event with me, obviously. Because they know as long as they're with me, working my league, they're the main event. And they're world famous, trending, and everything. With Ivan and all that stuff. All the star players in the league, all the players are trending with Ivan in the league. Especially the star players. They don't want to lose that feeling and be left behind in the NHL. That's why they all work hard for me because they have a better job than the NHL, right? I'm paying the players more money than when they make the NHL. Yeah. Feeling on top of the world, right? Yeah. Fuck you, Ivan. You're such a fucking dick, man. If you do that, you're gonna crush us. Cindy Robs. Yeah, Ivan, you're such a fucking dick, man. If you do that, you're gonna fucking crush me, Ivan. I missed out on an opportunity, man, of being world famous, living on top of the world, and making all that money. Of being a legend in your league. Yeah, I'd rather be a legend in your league, Ivan, than the fucking Gatekeepers NHL. Yeah. Sidney Crosby, Connor David, Wayne Gretzky, Marilyn Muir, especially Marilyn Muir and Wayne Gretzky and Bobby Orr and all those guys, the greatest NHL players ever in history. Those guys would have been legends in my league too. That's why I feel like shit those guys. Gretzky would have been a legend in my league. He played. Yeah. Marilyn Muir. Yeah, man. Sidney Crosby, Connor David. All those guys, right? They would have been legends in my league, obviously. But it's too late for those guys, right? They're all retired or they're pushing retirement, right? Or they're halfway into their career. When David is pushing 30, he has another maybe 13 years left in the NHL. He's done after that. Well, if I'm king in 10 years from now, if I start that league, McDavid is already pushing retirement. He'll be 41, 42. He's old now. And Crosby will be 50. Yeah, it's too late for those guys. Don't hit me, guys, for saying, yeah. What's their goal now? Their goal would be to be a legendary, maybe a legend. Okay, I can't be a legendary player in the SHL, but I'd love to be a legendary coach. Maybe coach in Ivan's league and be a legendary coach in that league. But I told you, these players don't have experience. Chances are the GMs are going to hire ex-NHL coaches who have experience coaching than players who have no experience. But they might take a chance on some players. You never know. And they could be amazing coaches. You never know, right? Yeah, there you go. Got some Sarah? All right, does being a pro hockey athlete almost as cool as movie stars? Like, yeah, it's close, but the movie star, being a movie star is much cooler. That's why I'm most likely going to be a movie star of each. But like, it is time to start pro hockey league. But what if I flop, guys? I'm talking to you, guys. What if I flop? I don't take that risk, right? I could flop as a player, guys. You know. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we want to raise, man. It's not fair. You're making like your 80 billion a season. We want to raise Ivan. Yeah, guys, I can raise the cap to maybe 10 million, but I'm not going to raise it like $50,000. I'm not going to have these athletes do me. They're not worth more than that, man. Yeah. By the time I retire, the league cap might be maybe 240 million. Eventually, it will get to 300 million after decades. But like when I start the league, I'm not gonna have a cap of like $300. These athletes are gonna dupe me, and it's gonna cost me more money. That's $200 million for each team for the cap for 25 teams. Is $5 billion of my money, guys. I'm not gonna put it on the league, man. It's enough money. I'm not gonna have these guys dupe me. They're not the main event. There you go. The star players are the main event, but I am ultimately the main event because of why, right? That's why I'm not gonna have these guys do me. Yeah. There's some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you got some balls to say you have higher potential than Rosie Harmon David. No, I do, guys. I have the genes of God that those guys. Those guys don't have the God gene, guys. They don't have the genes of God. As everything I put my mind to, I succeeded. You guys heard my stand-up comedy. You heard my raps. You read my book, and this is me with little training, guys. And yet I blow your mind away with my stand-up comedy, with my raps. You know it's a bit raw. You know what I'm saying? I have the genes, guys, to be successful in this world. But it doesn't mean I'll peak at their level. That's the thing, right? I highly doubt I will. But I have higher potential than those guys. Because I have the genes of God that those guys don't have. Well, him, guys. I'm saying, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got a good point there, Ivan. Like, we may be, like, amazing athletes, but we don't have the God gene. Like, yeah, they don't have the God gene like those guys. Don't hit me, guys. I'm saying, yeah. They don't have the God gene. But it doesn't mean I'll peak at their level, right? All these legendary NHL players doesn't mean I'll peak at their level. But I have higher potential than all those guys. That's my point, right? Yeah. Regional told me, Ivan, you have to set a goal for yourself. First season, you score 80 points, and you score 20 to 25 goals. And that's a good start. That's pretty good. And after that, you raise your goals. And that's how you get better as a player. And I'll be ageless. Looking like, I don't know, 30-year-old person, I can play for like 25, 30 years. 25 years in the SHL, I can play in the league, right? I'll be ageless. Yeah. You got some Sarah? Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna make more food. I'm fucking hungry. I'll have chapati with beans. I'll be watching my SHL show. I'll have you guys in a second. Alright, sorry for the wait. Well, I was just to get more food. Almost there, guys. Alright, when you be working out, oh yeah, I will. Off-ice training, on-ice training. On-ice training is more important than off-ice training, but you need to do off-ice training too. For your body, your muscles and everything, you have to do your off-ice training too right now. But NHL athletes don't work out as hard as like NFL athletes, right? For football, you really have to do grueling weight training. It's a physical sport. Obviously. Hockey athletes do off-ice training, but it's not as like physical as the football athletes, right? Football athletes have to really like train hard in the off season for their off-field training, right? So NHL is more NHL for hockey. The most important training is your on-ice training. That's how you improve your skills. But you also have to do off-ice training too. You have to do weights and everything. But it's not as grueling as football. But you really got to work on your on-ice training for hockey, for being a pro hockey athlete right now. That's my point, right? Yeah. You got to work hard at that. Yeah. Yeah. That's all be working hard. He's like, yeah, Ivan, you got to train, Ivan. Rogar was telling me, yeah, man, if you want to be a star player in your SHL Pro Hockey League, you got to train, Ivan. Yeah, I got to train. Eat healthy, too. You have to balance your diet, right? I recommend you cut back on your smoking. I'll be smoking even when I play in the league. I can't quit smoking. I need my smoke. But I'll cut down on my smoking. I'll probably smoke half a pack a day. I'll be fine, obviously. Like after each game, I just like light up a pack of smoke. Some athletes do smoke, but it's very rare for a pro athlete to smoke, though. But some athletes do smoke, obviously. And I will be partying up with a lot of the hockey star players, hockey athletes after the games, right? We go to clubs. I do party at my house. We get drunk and everything. Yeah, the athletes are having a blast, man. Yeah, living the life. Yo, Ivan, fuck you, man. You're such a fucking dick, man. If you do that, you're gonna crush other NHL players. Well, you guys get what you deserve, man. You want to do this evil to me. You get what you deserve, right? If I said that Pro Hockey League, you're left behind and you miss on the opportunity. There you go. That's for the SHL Bully NHL Water. Anyways, guys, this is where we do the show. I'm signing out. Peace. Peace out, guys. SHL better than NHL, guys. Peace out, guys. He shoots, he scores. Ivan O'Mara. Don't hit me, guys, my son.